Hey guys, Jared Goodastic back here again with another video here. I'm on NBA 2K17 and I'm starting a brand new series here, and it's going to be the future of the NBA, where I run a simulation on what I think happens in the future, and I'll add a little more things into the game into it to make it a little more interesting here. I'm showing you this part here just so you guys, in case you guys want to make this yourselves. This is exactly how I run it. Basically put everything on auto, play with it later on. So if you guys want to do it your own on the NBA 2K17, this is exactly how to start and go from there. Key part, as you see here, key part is you want to be able to control every team, so select all. I downloaded the draft class, thanks to whoever did that. I'm about to simulate the first season, see what happens. Russell Westbrook wins MVP. Not sure yet if that's going to happen in real life or not. Embiid wins Rookie of the Year. Lewis Williams, I don't even know who that is, wins Sixth Man of the Year. Never heard of him. Nerlens Noel, Defensive Player of the Year. This is all for our current season that's just ending here. Nikola Jokic from Denver wins Most Improved Player. Coach of the Year, Steve Kerr. These all sound very realistic here. Let's look at the playoffs. As you can see here, the 2017 playoffs here feature a lot of the same similar teams here. Golden State still facing off against Portland, who both earned the 1 and 8 seeds in the playoffs. You see the Spurs earned the 4 seed, which is lower than in real life. They play the Clippers in the first round here, followed by the Utah Jazz and the Oklahoma City Thunder are playing each other, and so did the Houston Rockets and the Denver Nuggets, who actually didn't make the playoffs. Now on to the eastern side, the Milwaukee Bucks shockingly earned the 1 seed in the playoffs. They're taking on the 8 seed Boston Celtics, who actually won the 1 seed in real life. So we see a lot of the same teams, just in different spots. Atlanta Hawks, the 4 seed, are taking on the upset Philadelphia 76ers, who earned the 5 seed. Those weird scenarios. The Cavaliers earned the 3 seed instead of the 2 seed, but they're still facing off against the Indiana Pacers, who earned the 6 seed instead of the 7 seed. And the Chicago Bulls, who actually earned the 8 seed, hold the 2 seed, and they are playing the Washington Wizards, who I believe got the 4 seed in real life. Correct me if I'm wrong, I might have messed up all of those, but I know a lot of those teams were in the playoffs. It's been weeks. But I figured I'd start this right afterwards, right after the final season actually ended, so we can see some stuff and see the future of this league. So we'll let this finish up here in a minute, move on to simulate the next round and see who actually moves on. See if Golden State does actually defeat Cleveland in the finals, despite different matchups here. And we see we've simulated the first round. Golden State won. They take on San Antonio. Both went 4-1. Houston beat the Nuggets, and Oklahoma City upset the Utah Jazz. So there's a shocker there. Milwaukee beat Boston. Philadelphia upset Atlanta to move on to the second round, and the Bulls and Cavaliers will be facing off. Both went to 7-game series to beat their teams. Let's simulate the next round, go to the Western Conference Finals and Eastern Conference Finals, which are the Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets, the 1 and 2 seeds from the West, and the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Philadelphia 76ers are the Eastern Conference Finals. So we'll see what happens there. Let's see who plays in the finals. 3 out of those 4 second-round matchups, those were all 7-game series. But it's going to come down to Golden State and the Philadelphia 76ers upset the Cleveland Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference Finals to move on to the finals. So let's see, can the 5 seed from the East, who didn't make the playoffs in real life, beat the Golden State Warriors or no? Let's see. And in 7 games, the Golden State Warriors are still your NBA Finals champion with their MVP, Kevin Durant. And you can see his stats there. And now let's go into in the offseason. Here's some retirements. You see guys like Vince Carter, Paul Pierce, Jason Terry has called it quits, Manu Ginobili, David West, Matt Barnes, guys like that. I think I'm going to show this every year just to show some guys who you won't see who will call it quits after each season. If you see any names here, a lot of these guys aren't really on teams and things like that right now, so Earl Watson retires, the head coach of the Phoenix Suns, also in the offseason. And Hall of Fame inductees are Paul Pierce and Vince Carter, both of them well deserving to make the Hall of Fame. But Carter's number is not retired. Paul Pierce's 34 is retired in Boston, and the 20 is retired in San Antonio for Manu Ginobili. Well deserving. And you can see the realignment in the league. Just to keep this interesting, I'm relocating the worst team in fan satisfaction every year, which was the Miami Heat, so they're now the Louisville Heat. And the worst team in the league, I'm rebranding them, so the Detroit Pistons have a new look design to them. You can see the draft lottery was held in 2017, which is different. The Sacramento Kings were in the number 1 pick, followed by the Louisville Heat and the New York Knicks, because the records were different than real life. So let's see how that affects your players in real life. And here is the draft. The Sacramento Kings select Lonzo Ball in real life. Number 2 pick to the Heat, Josh Jackson. The Knicks use their 3rd pick on Jason Tatum. Markelle Fultz goes to the Suns with the 4th pick. The Kings select De'Aaron Fox with their 5th pick. The Pistons select Lauri Markkanen, I don't know how to say that, with the 6th pick. The Sixers select Dennis Smith Jr., and then Justin Jackson is selected by the Suns with the 8th overall pick in the draft. And now let's see some free agent stuff. Dion Waiters is now a 76er. Andre Drummond has now moved on. He is a Boston Celtic. Kevin Durant, after 1 year, has left the Golden State Warriors, and he is now a Los Angeles Clipper. So we'll see how that changes everything. Brook Lopez is now a Charlotte Hornet. Paul Millsap now plays for the Sacramento Kings. Eric Bledsoe now plays for the Detroit Pistons. And now let's simulate that season and see the end of the year awards, as Russell Westbrook once again wins MVP. Josh Jackson of the Louisville Heat, he wins Rookie of the Year. 6th Man of the Year goes to Greg Monroe from the Indiana Pacers. Andre Drummond of the Boston Celtics wins Defensive Player of the Year. Tyler Johnson of the Louisville Heat wins Most Improved Player. And Doc Rivers of the LA Clippers wins Coach of the Year. Now let's get on to the 2018 playoffs, where the Clippers are in the 1 seed in the West. They're taking on the Denver Nuggets. Sacramento Kings make the playoffs here, and they're taking on the Utah Jazz. The Golden State Warriors are taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder in the first round. And so are the Minnesota Timberwolves. They are playing the Houston Rockets as the 4 matchups in the West. Now on to the Eastern side, it is a renewal of the Boston-New York rivalry, as the Knicks and the Celtics take on each other in the first round. The Milwaukee Bucks and Toronto Raptors face off in the 4-5 matchup. The Cleveland Cavaliers and the Detroit Pistons are playing each other, along with the Washington Wizards, the 2 seed, taking on the 7 seed Indiana Pacers. And simulate to the next round. The Clippers and Kings have moved on to play each other, and so have the Oklahoma City Thunder have upset the Golden State Warriors, and the Minnesota Timberwolves have upset the Houston Rockets to move on. On the other side, Boston holds on to defeat New York, and the Toronto Raptors upset the Milwaukee Bucks to move on. Both the Wizards and the Cavaliers hold on to move on to the next round and face each other. Moving on to the Western Conference Finals, consists of the Los Angeles Clippers and another upset, the Minnesota Timberwolves will be playing them. On the Eastern Conference Finals, you see the Boston Celtics will be facing off against the Washington Wizards for a chance to go to the finals and win a championship. And the 2018 NBA Finals are both the 1 seeds, the Los Angeles Clippers and the Boston Celtics will be playing each other. And in 6 games, the Boston Celtics will win the 2018 NBA Championship with their MVP, Andre Drummond, first year there. And of course, obviously, it made a difference. Retiring after this is Jamal Crawford, Mike Miller, Richard Jefferson, Pau Gasol, Kyle Korver, You just see some names here who have called it quits after many years in the NBA. And your league realignment here, the Brooklyn Nets have moved. They are now the San Diego Admirals, which has moved them into the Pacific Division, which have moved the Kings up to the Northwest Division, which have moved the Oklahoma City Thunder to the Southwest, moving the Memphis Grizzlies to the Southeast over to the Eastern Conference, moving the Washington Wizards up to fill the Nets' place in the Atlantic Division. 2018 NBA Draft Lottery was held, with the Memphis Grizzlies earning the #1 selection. It would have been the Brooklyn Nets. The Boston Celtics take their pick again with second, and the Hawks are in pick third. In the draft, the Grizzlies select Michael Porter Jr., I believe. Bamba is taken third from the Celtics. The Hornets select Williams. Miles Bridges to the Suns. Trevon Duval to the Magic at 5. The Suns select Michael Bridges, who I believe are not related because I looked it up. 6. DeAndre Ayton and Colin Sexton goes to the 76ers. Ayton went to the Bulls. And you can see here some free agency stuff. Kemba Walker now plays for the Atlanta Hawks. Jeremy Lin has returned to New York for the Knicks. Also joining him is Gary Harris. Mike Conley is now a Los Angeles Laker. Joel Embiid has now gone to the San Diego Admirals. George Hill has also joined San Diego. Hassan Whiteside has joined the Portland Trailblazers. And at the end of the season, 3 years in a row, Russell Westbrook wins MVP. Michael Porter Jr. from the Memphis Grizzlies, the #1 overall pick, he earns Rookie of the Year. Greg Monroe earns the 6th Man of the Year. I believe he did last year too. Draymond Green from the Golden State Warriors wins Defensive Player of the Year. Sam Decker from the Houston Rockets earns Most Improved, and Elijah Nelson, Coach of the Year from the New Orleans Pelicans. Now on to the playoffs here. The New Orleans earns the 1 seed. They're taking on the Lakers in the first round, who are in the 8 seed, who finally made it to the playoffs again. The Oklahoma City Thunder in the 4 seed, taking on the 5 seed Houston Rockets in a division matchup. The Los Angeles Clippers will take on the Sacramento Kings, and the Portland Trailblazers against the Utah Jazz. On the eastern side, the Cavs and Celtics are facing off in the first round. Washington and Memphis play each other. Memphis just moved over to the Eastern Conference during this year. They're playing each other. The Bulls and the Raptors play each other in the first round, and so do the Knicks and the Hornets. Moving on to the next round, the Pelicans will be playing the Houston Rockets, who upset the Thunder. The Kings upset the Clippers to move on, and they'll be playing the Portland Trailblazers. On the eastern side of things, the Celtics won, and the Grizzlies upset the Wizards, as both the Bulls and the Knicks win to move on and play each other. Moving on to the Western Conference Finals, the New Orleans Pelicans and the Portland Trailblazers, the 1 and 2 seeds. On the other side of things, in the Eastern Conference, the Grizzlies pull another upset to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, where they will take on the New York Knicks. And the finals will consist of 2 number 2 seeds, as the Portland Trailblazers upset the New Orleans Pelicans, playing the Knicks. And in 7 games, the Portland Trailblazers will be the NBA champions in the year 2000. Was that 18? Yeah, 19. Damian Lillard is their MVP. And we're going to cut this episode right here. See you guys later. I'll show you guys later what happens in the future NBA later on. Thanks for watching.